The color stops are used to change the color, so you can also double click on a color stop to change the color. Now, to have multiple gradients on the same image, I have to use the opacity stops. So that's if I'm dealing with a linear gradient, something like this. That's the first color, second and third. Here starts the 0% opacity and there finishes the 100% opacity. Which means what? Let's start with a blank page. So I'm going to press Ctrl A and delete on this layer so that it's totally empty, because I want to compare this to the white. If I want to hide, let's say, the green from the gradient, I add an opacity stop here, and the opacity is 100. I will take it down to 0. So now the blue is opaque. It fades out to transparent because I have a 0% opacity here, and then it fades back in to orange, which is also at 100%. So if I press OK and go like this, I would see that I can see now the white background underneath. If I hide it, I would see the checker because of the opacity. So if I create another one, every time I'm adding something to my gradient. Alright, so again, Control A and delete. Let's see what happens if you create a radial gradient. If I go like this, you see that this disappeared. If I wanted to have multiple gradients, I would want the orange to disappear and the rest to stay. So I would take this here and this one there. So now I have blue and then green. Let's make it blue and brighter blue, for example, and then this orange color disappears because I have 0% opacity here. So now if I go like this, I'm gonna add as many as I like without changing any colors. If I see that I have some orange showing here, what would I do? I would go here and grab this one and push it a bit to the left so that all the orange is sure to disappear. Alright, it's not exactly at the end. So if I go like this now, there you go. I have no orange whatsoever. And the same applies to the other one. So if I go here it doesn't make much sense because it's deleting the last one. I'll undo. But if I click there on the diamond, I would also be adding diamonds. Like this. So this is how you control. And this is all on one layer. Of course, I can put each on a separate layer by adding a new layer and creating something. That means that I can move it without affecting the rest. But this is how you control the placement of these gradient objects by adding opacity somewhere along the gradient.